Awesome. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. I am Lynn Lilly. So some of you may recognize me if you've been following Michael's for quite some time. I've got my glasses on. I'm holiday festive today, but I'm going to take these off so I can see you guys and you guys can see me. But today I am excited to be here with Aleene, and we are making a super fun holiday craft. So we're going to make gingerbread dough ornaments. And the key ingredient to this is Aleene's 5-ounce tacky glue. So this is what binds it all together and helps us make these really cool ornaments. And I'm going to show you a couple different shapes that you can make and the simple recipe using things that you probably already have at home. So as we get started, I want you guys to note there, you'll see an account that says Olivia Ask Me Questions. You can send any direct message questions you have to Olivia as I'm going through this. So if you need me to repeat anything, slow down. If you need a link to any of the products that I'm using today over on Michael's website, you can send all of those questions to her. She'll either respond back to you directly or she'll stop me to answer them. And if you need to rewatch this again, it will be right here on the classes page on michaels.com within about 48 hours. So you'll be able to rewatch it if you need to. All right, so let's get started. As I mentioned, you're going to need your Aleene's 5-ounce tacky glue. You're also going to need a zip top bag, okay? So that's going to be a key ingredient. Any zip top bag will work. You're also going to need some things that you're probably going to find in your pantry. Now, even though we're using pantry things, these are not edible, okay? So keep that in mind. Keep them away from the kids, the pets, even the adults. My husband tried to snag one the other day. They're not edible. We're going to need ground cloves. We're also going to need nutmeg. You're going to need some applesauce. And you're going to need a lot of cinnamon. And I'll get to these specific measurements in just a second. And then you're going to need water. And then again, we're going to need that Aleene's tacky glue. All right, so if we can switch to our top-down camera so you guys can get a really good look. Perfect. All right, so we're going to open our bag and we're going to dump all of our different things in here. So I start with my cinnamon. You're going to need 1 cup of cinnamon. I've already got it measured out here in my plastic cup. So 1 cup. So I'm going to pour that in here. And then you're going to need 3/4 cups of applesauce. And this is just regular old applesauce, okay? So 3/4 cups of applesauce. And those of you that have your cameras on, give me a wave. I always love to see you guys. So once we pour our applesauce in there, we're going to move on to our 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. Okay, so this is ground nutmeg. 1 tablespoon already measured out. We're going to put that in our bag. And then 1 tablespoon of ground cloves. That's also going to go in our bag. We're going to save our glue for last. So we're also going to put in 1 tablespoon of water as well. Okay. And if you guys need any of these measurements repeated, go ahead and send a direct message to Olivia. She can help answer those. And I can always repeat them. I've got them kind of on the cups over here too. All right. So we've got all that in our bag. Now we're going to take our 5-ounce bottle of our Aleene's tacky glue, and you're going to need a measuring spoon. So I've got one here that is 1 tablespoon. And you're going to use between 2 and 3 tablespoons of glue. Now, I like to start with 2, and then I'll add in my 3rd as I'm mixing. So I took the top off my glue to make it easier to get out. And we're going to squeeze that into our tablespoon until we fill up 1. It helps if you have like a plastic, some type of plastic knife. You can use a regular one or a spoon if you want, but I like plastic because then I can just toss it when I'm done to help scoop that out of your tablespoon. So we're going to just scoop all that glue out. So that's our 1st tablespoon. All right. Who's getting ready for the holidays? Those of you that have your videos on, give me a thumbs up if you're getting ready for the holidays, whether you're crafting, cooking, baking. I'd love to see what you guys are doing. All right. So I'm going to put my 2nd tablespoon in. I filled up my tablespoon, and then I'm going to use my knife. And this is really easy. So what I love about this craft is it's fun for the whole family. So everyone can kind of get in on it. Adults can kind of make the bag of recipe and then kids can help with the next part. But again, remind everyone, it is not edible. It smells good enough to eat, which is what I love about this recipe. It is going to make your home smell delicious and amazing. Okay, so we've got it all in our bag. What we need to do is kind of suck the air out of our bag as much as we can. Makes it easier to mix. And we want to zip top that. All right, and I'll repeat the recipe for those of you because I think we've got some people asking about the recipe. So you need 1 cup of cinnamon. So let me show you guys. My cups are empty now, so make it easier. So 1 cup of cinnamon. All right, 1 cup of cinnamon. You need 3/4 cups of applesauce. Okay, 3/4 cups of applesauce. You also are going to need 1 tablespoon of water. Okay, 1 tablespoon of water. You also need 1 tablespoon of ground cloves. Okay, and then also 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. And then you're going to need the 5-ounce bottle of your Aleene's Tacky glue. And you're going to use between 2 and 3 tablespoons. Okay. And that's it. So we put all those things in our bag. We dropped them all in there at the same time. And then our next step is to literally just mush it up. And we're going to mix it together. Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to mix. And if you find that you didn't get all the air out of your bag, you can always open it up and let that air out and reseal it. But this is the part where your kids can help participate. So what I want to do is I want to get it mixed up. You may want to have some extra cinnamon handy as well. So I have a little extra cup of some here. So you can kind of tell based on your mixture if it's a little bit too sticky or it's too dry. If it's too dry, you'll want to add in some more glue. Or if it is too sticky, you'll want to add in some more cinnamon. So I get mine somewhat mixed up, and then I'm going to go ahead, kind of get a look at what it looks like in there. It smells so good, guys. Our whole studio smells delicious. I'm going to start, and I'm going to put about 1/2 tablespoon more in there, and I'm also going to put a little bit more cinnamon in there as well. All right, and Olivia, do we have any questions as I'm pumping in my glue?
We had some questions about the measurements, but I think we got it settled.
We got it settled. Okay, cool. If you guys still need those measurements repeated, shoot Olivia. It says Olivia asked me a question. Shoot her that question, and she'll respond to you with that. And I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit more cinnamon in. Zip it back up. And we're going to kind of squeeze it and roll it around some more. So if you guys do make this at home, make sure that you share it with us. We've got 2 hashtags that we'd love for you to use so we can see what you're making. We've got hashtag Aleene's DIY and hashtag Make It With Michaels. So both of those hashtags will let me see if you guys make it. I always love to see what you guys are doing. All right, so you can kind of see my dough ball is starting to form in there. So I'm gonna do it for just a little bit longer. And then we're gonna get it out of the bag. And this is where it gets a little messy. So if you've got some rings on, you'll want to take those off. So I'm going to take my rings off. And this is the part, you could let the kids do this part, parents, if you don't want to get your hands all messy. So we're going to open it up and we'll see. We're going to pull out our dough ball. And it might be a little bit piecey. So we want to start to kind of form it together. And I've got a non-stick mat down on my surface, but this also works if you want to do it directly on the countertop, you can. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of that bag. And then I'm gonna knead it in my hands. Now, if you do notice it's a little wet, you can always sprinkle in a little bit more cinnamon, but see how it's already a dough ball? It's like magic, guys. How cool is that, right? So we get our dough ball, and if you lose a few pieces, you can scoop them up, but you wanna roll it around as much as you can. And you'll see your hands get a little dirty. I'm gonna wipe my hands in a second. But until it's pretty much in that dough ball form. So it is almost like baking, except remember, can't eat it. Can't say it enough. Not edible. All right, so I'm gonna get my dough ball and I'm gonna set it there. I'm gonna grab some wipes before I roll it out and just wipe off my hands a little bit. It works better if you go do it in the sink, but for time's sake, we're just gonna wipe the majority of this off. All right, so who has made something like this before? Give me a thumbs up. Those of you that I see on video, have you guys made dough ornaments? Oh, I see some, yeah. So this has been being done for years and years and years at Aleene's, and the recipe has kind of gotten changed and added and done some cool things like today. So making ones that smell like cinnamon and applesauce. And guys, if you make a bunch of these and put them on your tree, these will literally make your entire home smell amazing. All right, so now our next step, wipe off my roller here. You want to have a roller. So a non-stick roller works great. And we've got our ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out my dough ball until I get it to be about a 1/4 inch thick. And if it sticks a little, that's okay. We're going to actually flip it over in just a second. We want to keep it pretty smooth. So flip it over. And you want to keep rolling it out and flipping it until you get it smooth. And then I'm going to show you a couple different things that you can make with it. So, and if you don't use all of this right away, stick it in a zip top bag and you can come back to it the next day. Yes, question.
Can the ornaments be kept permanently?
They can. So once you are done making this, these ornaments are good forever and ever and ever, pretty much. So yeah, they stay. It's not like a one-time ornaments that can be keepsakes on your tree. Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna slow down. I know I'm going a little fast. So I've got my dough. It's rolled out. Now, I always keep flipping mine to make sure that my smoothest side is facing up. And we're gonna roll this out and then roll it back up and roll it again. So I'll show you guys that in just a second. But we're gonna make a couple different shapes. So since it's gingerbread and it smells like gingerbread, we've got a little gingerbread man cutter. And then I'm gonna show you how to cut out a gingerbread house. So we're gonna start with this one first. We just put our cutter in. So you can do any shape that you want, which I really like about this, any shape. And you can make your own shapes. So what you wanna do is just pull aside that extra. I'm gonna pull this piece up so you guys can see that. So as you make these, we're gonna set them aside. Okay, so we've got a gingerbread. Now, we wanna make a house. I didn't have a gingerbread house cookie cutter, so I'm just gonna use a plastic knife. So I've just got a regular disposable. This is like a fancy plastic knife I got in the party aisle at Michael's. So this is the fancy one. You can use any one. And I'm going to draw with my knife what I want the shape of my house to be. So my side walls are gonna be slanted in a smidge. And I'm gonna do the bottom of my house. And then I'm gonna make my roof with some slanted lines across the top. I'm gonna come all the way down there. We're gonna have our overhang just a little bit, okay? And then I'm gonna kind of bring that back in to connect with that line, okay? So you can cut out any shape that you want. You don't have to have a cookie cutter. It's not necessary for this. And then we're gonna pull apart our extra pieces to reveal our house. And if you need to, you can kind of smooth out the edges. So we're gonna pull these guys apart. And I'll hold this up so you guys can see it. So then we have a house. So far, we have, get this guy in this hand. We have a house and a gingerbread man. And then we can roll it back up. So take your extra pieces and you just wanna ball it back up in your hand. And a reminder, if you guys did jump in late and for some reason you may have missed the recipe, shoot a direct message to the account on here that you see says Olivia asked me questions, and she'll respond to you with that recipe. Okay, yep, question.
Can you eat it?
You cannot eat it, friends. Do not eat it. It is not edible. We are using a lot of pantry ingredients, but we do have our Aleene's tacky glue in here, so we cannot eat it. So when you do make these into ornaments and hang them on your tree, don't put them at the bottom of your tree. Keep them away from the dogs, the kiddos, things like that. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we rolled it back into a ball. We'll take our roller again and roll it out. And then we can continue to stamp out different things. So you can also do, I'm gonna show you a candy cane, which is easy. And you can do different sizes of gingerbread man. So if you get a set that's got different sizes, or you can even do fun things. I've got a reindeer guy right here. So you could also stamp out a reindeer, which I'll show you what that looks like in a second after he's done. A reindeer, and then we're going to cut a candy cane. So pull him out. And you can decide how thick you want these to be too. That's up to you. That one is about a 1/2 inch thick, but my gingerbread man is about a 1/4 inch thick. It just depends on how much you roll out. Either way, it will be fine. So it doesn't really affect your ornament. If you do it too thin, it might be a little flimsy when you try and pick it up. So keep that in mind. I'm going to take my knife. This is again my plastic knife. And I'm just going to draw the shape of a candy cane. So we're just going to go down like that. And what I like about this is you can kind of manipulate. You could do family names. You could do letters as well. So maybe you want to do a letter for everyone in the family's name. Okay. And then we pull up any of our extra. And if we're pulling it up and I may have missed a little spot, I just come back. Yes, we got a question.
What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh, my favorite Christmas movie. Okay. Oh man, this is tough. I really like the Santa Claus. I also really like National Lampoon's Christmas. Those are probably two of my favorites. But I'm also like a Hallmark Lifetime movie junkie too. I love those movies. But what is y'all's? Tell us. Send Olivia a direct message. Tell us what your favorite Christmas movie is. She'll see if there's a consensus, if everyone kind of likes the same one. All right, so I'm going to put my dough aside. As you can see, you can get a bunch of stuff out of here. So you really, one batch of this recipe can help you make a bunch of things. So we've got a candy cane as well. All right, so I'm going to take a second and clear this off. While I'm doing that, let me tell you how you can set these in bake. So remember, if you've got extra dough, throw it in a Ziploc bag and keep it for later. So you're going to put these on a pan. There are two different things you can do with them. You can let them sit out and air dry overnight. And in some cases, if you are in a climate where it is a little bit more humid, there's a lot of moisture in there, it might take longer. Or you can set your oven to anywhere from 175 to 200 degrees. So on a very, very low setting. And you can bake them at that setting for 45 minutes. One other thing to note, there's two things you can do. Sorry, I should have showed you this before I moved it. You can finish these off in two ways. You can leave it before you bake it. You can leave it like this and glue a string to the back. Or if you want a hole, take a straw and punch a hole with your straw in it. And that will give you a pre-cut hole. So let me show you what that looks like. So I'm going to show you finished ones that have holes in them and ones that don't. I don't know if you guys, can you see that? There we go. If I get closer. So all I did was I took my straw. And you can even, my straw still has some stuff in the end of it. That's okay. You can just push it. It'll get pushed further back in. Punch it in and you got a hole. So that's one way to finish it off. If you don't want to put a hole in it, you can bake it as is. And then you can use your tacky glue to glue a string on the back. So two options to finish it before you bake it. So reminder, you can let it sit out overnight. May take a little bit longer to dry. I give this to hope. Thank you. Or you can bake it at 200 degrees for about 45 minutes. You can go 175, 200. Keep an eye on it. I set my timer at about 40 minutes just to kind of check on it, make sure it's cooking well. You know, every oven is a little bit different. All right, so I'm just rinsing off my hands really quick, and I'm going to show you some ones that are baked, and we're going to decorate them, which is the fun part. All right, so get all this off. Just wash your hands. It comes off, but I am not close to our sink. Our sink is all the way across the room, and I don't want to leave you guys, so I'm just using some wipes. Yes, question?
Can you put it in the microwave?
I would not put it in the microwave. I am not sure what would happen if you put it in the microwave, but I don't think anything good. So, so I'm going to say stay away from the microwave, okay? Oven it is. If you don't have an oven or access to use an oven, you can just let it sit out until it happens, okay? All right, so my hands are somewhat clean. They might look a little dirty, but you guys will forgive me, right? Okay, so now we've got a whole bunch that have already been baked. And they're hard. I wish you guys could hear. It's hard, right? So it's not soft anymore. So some I already tied a string in. So I've got my little reindeer here that I tied a string in. So my house has a hole in it. I can add a string to that. I've got another gingerbread man over here. So you guys can see we got a smaller candy cane. I've got some gingerbread men that don't have a hole in them. So, all right, so you guys see a bunch of different options and kind of what they look like. So it gets a tad bit darker when you bake it, but it still has that gingerbread look to it. So it looks like a gingerbread cookie. Okay, so now we're gonna decorate it. And hands down, I think the best product to decorate it with is Tulip. So I've got a couple different products here I'm gonna show you guys. We've got our Tulip Slick, which is amazing for writing and detailed. If you guys have not used that yet, it's my favorite. And then we've got our glitters here. So we've got our Slick in deep red. We've got the Tulip glitter in silver, red, and gold. And then we've got another Slick in leaf green. If you guys want the link on for Michael's and where you can purchase them, send Olivia a message. She will send it to you. And why I really think these are cool to decorate with is because it looks like icing, right? So you get that effect of what it would look like if you're actually using icing instead. All right, so I'm gonna start with my gold glitter and I'm gonna do it on my big guy here. So I already strung some twine through his little hole, which I recommend doing before you're gonna decorate. If you do have a hole and you're gonna put twine in, go ahead and already put it in. It makes it easy. You don't have to wait for it to dry then. I've got craft paper down on my table, so I always do kind of check how my product is flowing off to the side. So you could have a piece of paper there, but I'm gonna come around and I'm just gonna do a fun little zigzag line here. And you can do any kind of little line you want, but I really like the detail point. Now, if you don't poke a hole in it, you can use your Aleene's Tacky glue. So that's what's nice that you get that 5 ounce because you're only gonna use between 2 and 3 tablespoons. So you're gonna have some extra. So if you do wanna just glue a piece of twine or string to the back of it, you've got that glue handy to do so. All right, I'm gonna make my way all the way around him. And then we're gonna add some details. So you can get as crazy as you want. What I love about this though is this is a fun family activity, right? So, you know, we're spending a lot more time at home these days. So this could be a family fun night. So I'm gonna show you him. I'll move him up closer to the camera so you guys can see what he looks like. How cute, right? So now we're gonna add some details to him. I'm gonna use my green slick and I'm gonna give him a bow tie. So you can kind of make every member of the family, you can dress him however you want. So remember what I said about the slick, it's got that really nice fine tip. So you can do really good details with it. And then maybe we'll do some little buttons for him as well. And then, oops, we'll use our red and we'll put a little face on him. Oops. So remember, test it out to the side. Always do that. I almost didn't follow my own advice. So I'm gonna put some eyes and then do a nice little smiley face there. And then you can have some fun with it. We could give him a belt if we wanted to as well that goes on that first button. But I'm gonna show you some different ways so you have some inspiration there. And if you miss a spot, you can kind of just go right back over it and fill it in. Okay, so that is Gingerbread Man number 1. Yes, we got a question.
Yes, what paint are you using?
Okay, so I'm gonna hold it up close probably because it's hard for you guys to see when it's down on the table. I am using Tulip Slick. And for my slick, I'll hold my slick up first. So Tulip Slick is dimensional paint. So it can be used on fabric, can be used on multi-surface. And I'm using it in leaf green and red. And this is really great for details. And this comes in different colors as well too. But for the festive holidays, we've got red and green. And then the other ones are my Tulip glitter, which I'll show you how the glitter dries in just a second because it's a little bit lighter when you're using it and it dries a little bit darker and you really get that sparkle. So Tulip glitter, yes, question.
Does it work with acrylic paint?
So yes, you could use acrylic paint, but what I don't love about acrylic paint is that you don't get the dimension. That's what's really cool about using Tulip is that you get that dimension. It is dimensional fabric paint traditionally, but you can use it on all surfaces. I use this on fabric, on foam board, obviously on ornaments. Tons of different ways. You can use it on wood. You can use it on a ton of different things. All right, so that is number one. I'm gonna grab a sip of water really quick. All right, let me show you. I'll lay these down in case you need to see them again. I wanna show you some things before we do our house. So look at this guy. He's got a scarf, right? And so that dimensional paint adds a lot of fun to it. And then we've also got, where's my little one? Okay, so we got this little one. We got baby gingerbread here. It's got a little jumpsuit on. And then we've got a little girl here who we didn't put a hole in the top of her. We just used our tacky glue to glue our string to the back, but she's got a little skirt on and a little bow on her head and eyelashes. So you can see how detailed we can get with it. I'll get it up close so you guys can see it. And then here's another one. I made a bunch of these because I was obsessed with them. I loved them. They're so cute. All right, so I'll show you guys then those in a second. Now, dry time. You don't want to let it sit overnight until it's dry. And so you can see the difference. Actually, let me pull. Where's it really? Okay, here, check this out, guys. So you can see the difference of what the gold looks like when it dries. So the outline of the one in this hand, in my right hand, is the same. So that is that gold, that tulip gold glitter. So that's how it dries. So you guys can see it actually dries really sparkly and gold. So you guys can get an idea of what it looks like when it's dry. All right, so let's have some fun with our house. I'm gonna put him over here to dry. All right, so we've got a house here and we're gonna outline with some of our slick. All right, so I was talking about this earlier, how good it smells and how awesome it would be to almost do a whole tree of these. This combined, especially if you do get a real tree, this combined with the real tree smell would be amazing. It would smell so good. Or if you get a faux tree, this would give you a really nice aroma in your home. So and they last. I've had these for over a week and like the smell is still so strong and so good. Okay, so we're gonna start with that and then I'm gonna come back with my gold and I'm gonna do my line of my roof here. I'll hold it up for you guys to see in just a second. And as a reminder, if you did miss any parts of the video, this video will be posted right here on the classes page on michaels.com within about 48-ish hours. Give them a little bit of time. I want to make sure that we leave that hole open there. So you can always go back and rewatch too. But if you do have any questions about ingredients, about products, ask those right now to the account. Olivia asked me questions. So she can answer this for you right now because we're here, we're live. So if you do have questions, now's the time to ask them. And also, if you guys go out and make these, see them. So make sure you share them. If you do share them on social media, use the hashtag Aleene's DIY and hashtag Make It with Michaels. There are some really fun ideas on both of those hashtags too. So if you're looking for inspiration for other ideas or to decorate, those are great places to look. Okay. So this is so therapeutic to me, guys. Let me show you what it looks like because I know I'm kind of far away. So check it out. And then I'm going to add a door and you could get as fancy. Your house could be as detailed as you want it to be. Yes, question.
Do we need to seal them?
You do not need to seal them. Once they are dry, they are good to go. No sealing necessary. Your paint will dry, and when it's dry, it's got dimension. Here, look, let me get, so you can kind of see here. I'm gonna take this one, you can really see the dimension to the side on his scarf. So, and he's nice, he's good to go. Let me get him, oh, there we go. You can kind of see how he is. You got his dimension in there, and he's nice and dry. No sealing necessary. You can hang him right on your tree. So I'm gonna do a window, and I'm just gonna get this house pretty basic so you guys can see it, and then I'll show you the other one that I did earlier. But as you're doing the details, the slick works really, 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 really good. Okay, and we need a window. Who likes decorating gingerbread houses? I don't know about you. Here's another idea. You could make all the pieces that you would need to create a gingerbread house using the same recipe. So you could cut out the sidewalls, the roof. and then let all of those pieces dry. And then you could use your tacky glue to glue them together and then decorate a whole house with your puffy paint. So that is super cool. And that's something that everyone in the family could do one house and everyone could kind of have their own part in it. All right. So you get as fancy as you want, but I want to show you guys this one that I made earlier. And I took my candy cane. So remember, we made a candy cane. And I took my candy cane and I glued it on the back and made that my chimney. So lots of fun, easy, easy, easy ideas. Those of you that have your video on, do you like it? Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Yeah, awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, so remember, you need to let it dry. So you need to let your Tulip Dimensional Fabric Paint dry. I'll show you guys some more of these again. So if you need some ideas. There is also a photo posted for this class. Also, Aleene's over on Instagram also posted a picture. So if you guys want to go back and get some inspiration on how I did them, you can go follow Aleene's. You can ask Olivia for that direct handle on Instagram. You can follow them and you can see it. So you can get some ideas on how to decorate. Here is our reindeer too. So you guys can see the reindeer. All right. So if you've got last minute questions, now's the time to ask them while we're still live for a few minutes. We got a reindeer. We made Rudolph. We added a red nose. All right. So in last but not least, oh, show you guys too. You can do initials. I had a little bit of extra left over. So I did an L for Lynn or for my daughter. So you could do these as well. And these could be ornaments and you can make these any size that you want. Here's another little guy that you guys can see as well. Yes, question.
How thick do you roll the dough?
So you can roll the dough out. I recommend anywhere from about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick. Should we repeat the recipe again? Yes. Okay. So I know a lot of you guys are asking about it. All right. So recipe, and here I'm going to try and get my cups out because I have it written on the cup so you guys can see it too. All right. You ready for this, guys? If you're going to write down this recipe, now is the time to do it. You need to make the dough 1 cup of cinnamon. 1 cup of cinnamon. Okay, so this is just ground cinnamon. You need 1 cup of cinnamon. You need 3/4 cups of applesauce. So 3/4 cups. Oh, I froze for a second. 3/4 cups of applesauce. You also need 1 tablespoon of nutmeg. So ground nutmeg, 1 tablespoon. You need 1 tablespoon of water. 1 tablespoon of water. 1 tablespoon of ground cloves. Okay. And you need extra cinnamon. So I have a little extra cinnamon in a cup. So have some extra cinnamon handy if you need it. And then the key ingredient, and I don't have my lid on here, but is our 5-ounce bottle of our Aleene's tacky glue. So get this at Michael's. We'll give you need a link to it. Send Olivia, ask me a question, a direct message. He'll send you a link to where you can get it on Michael's. So that is our ingredients for the dough, okay? And you use anywhere from about 2 to 3 tablespoons of your tacky glue. You want to start with 2 tablespoons and then start to gradually add in that 1/3. So I use kind of an in-between. It's about 2 1/2, 2 3/4 tablespoons. And you'll kind of just judge it. If your dough is really dry, you'll want to add in more glue. If your dough is really wet, you'll want to add in a little bit more cinnamon. So you want it to be in that consistency. I have another ball here. Let me show you guys. So you want it to be in that dough-like consistency, right? So that it's not super sticking to your hands. My hands are pretty clean now, and you see it's not coming off on my hands. So that is the consistency. And then to decorate it, we used our Tulip Slick in deep red and leaf green, also available at Michael's. Okay, so our Tulip Dimensional Fabric Paint, and this is slick with that nice fine tip so that you can even write. You can do some really cool stuff with these. And then we also used our Tulip Glitter. Okay, so let me get these up here so you guys can see them in gold, red, and silver. So that's what we use to decorate. And then we just, also the other thing you need is some twine or some string. to add on to it. So, Olivia, do we have any other questions?
They say they really like it. And could the dough be stored or used at a later time?
Yes. So put your dough in a zip top bag. Okay. So just another look. So I have this one. This is one I made earlier. I just had some extra. Put it in a zip top bag. Make sure all that air is out and you can save it. Now, if it does get a little dry, just add a little bit more of the Aleene's Tacky glue to it and knead it in your hands. But you can save this for a few days to reuse, or if you only use part of it, you can definitely save that extra. All right, so what do you guys think? That was a fun one, huh? I hope you guys liked it. We're clearly ready for Christmas here. Pretty much everything that you see behind me is from Michael's. I definitely hit up the Christmas aisle hard this year and did some fun stuff. And if you follow Michael's, you saw my tutorial on this fun tree. But I want to see what you guys are doing. So if you guys do make these super cute ornaments, I want you to tag using the hashtag Aleene's DIY and make it with Michael's. So I want to see what you guys are doing because these are really cute. And I want to see you hang them on your tree. So, I mean, I can even add my little gingerbread guy to my tree here next to my cotton candy. Or on the tree. And again, remind everyone in your family, these are not edible. They do smell delicious and have a great aroma, but they are not edible. Yes, question?
We lost sound for a second. Can you repeat the question?
Oh, yes. So the question was, should we be worried about bugs or critters? And I said, no, they'll be indoors. You should be fine. But I do recommend putting them higher up on the tree because your dog doesn't understand or your cat doesn't understand when something is not edible. So you don't want them snacking on them. So put them higher up on the tree and remind the rest of your family that they are only for decoration. All right, any last minute questions? All right, you guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as a reminder, this video will live here at michaels.com on the class page. So if you need to come back and watch it, check back in about 48 hours. And you guys can see it. And remember, share your creations with us using hashtag Aleene's DIY and hashtag Make It With Michaels. I am Lily. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. Happy holidays. Be kind, inspire someone, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye.